Did I ping Discord? I forgot. Yes. And YouTube is live. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. So today, should we model a bit more of the train? Or should we work on something else? We do got to get started on the monsters at some point. Honestly, I think the train exterior is fine for now. We do need to make like the rail. So maybe we can make like a really quick model for like the wheels just to make it look cool on the bottom. We need some references though for that. I don't really have too many mechanical references, as you can see. I also need to take into account that the player will be able to go underneath these sections in certain areas. So it's almost like you'll be able to access the wheels while they're in motion. So that's something to take into account while we're modeling this. But I think if anything, that just makes it a lot cooler. It's like you get to see like the mechanical section of the train. But I do think we're going to need some references of like these kind of mechanical bits. Just random train mechanical bits. I do like, I gotta say, I do like this shape language here, where it's like kind of like that. You guys know what I'm talking about? You guys know what I'm talking about? That one doesn't have wheels? We can add wheels. I'm just looking at this cool little section where it's like angled. I really hate how there's an interior. So let's, for now, delete the interior so that we can figure out the shape language. The shape language. I was trying to kind of, as you can see, I was kind of trying to go a little bit like this for ours. Definitely not as cool looking, but you know, we'll figure it out as we work on it more. I do think we're going to go for a very asymmetrical design more so. But this does look pretty cool. Does look pretty cool. I think ultimately for the train, I might take some inspiration from like Star Wars. Or something. Making it look kind of rustic Star Wars look. Let me see if I can find any Star Wars train concept art. There was, oh, dude, I literally pull it up right now. I saw this concept that looked fucking cool, and I was like, oh, shit. Oh, shit. What if you had, like, if we don't want to do the wheels, we could do, like, a maglev kind of train design if we want to, but I like the rustic, like, old-fashioned feel of like wheels, because then we can put like sound effects associated with it and whatnot, you know what I mean? Ooh, this is cool. This is that's some cool inspiration right there. Look at that. I need to get a concept artist. I need to get a concept artist. What are you doing, Golden? Yeah, we could probably go, like, I think something that would look really cool is kind of sci-fi / analog. So kind of mixing old and new together, I think would be really cool. Kind of Alien Isolation-esque. kind of within that kind of realm, I think could look pretty cool. I don't know. I have no idea how to get that look. No idea. No clue. But yeah. That could be cool. I was also, something that's really bumming me out, because we're keeping the train really static to resolve some technical issues that we might come across, like nav mesh and whatnot. We can't do any, like, the train curving a little bit while it's going into a turn. Everything has to be like linear, which feels really like bad. I wish we could somehow find a way. Something that someone did is they generate the nav mesh on the pack level actor or the level instance, and then whenever you move that actor around, the nav mesh just follows the mesh. It'd be interesting. Let's, you know what? Hold on. I want to test that. How do you make a level instance? How does one make a level? Create a level instance. Constantly generating the mesh. It wouldn't be, technically wouldn't constantly generate the mesh. If it's inside of the level instance, one could assume that it would just move with it, right? But I don't know. There is a C++ way of doing it that I remember seeing. I read up on it a little bit. Okay, so we have some nav mesh in here, no problem. Let's go ahead and try to test this out. I want to see when we go back to our other level. So now you can see it's there at the nav mesh bounds. Oh, it regenerates constantly. Even if it's a part of a level instance, it's still constantly regenerating it. And that's really funny. Do you see, like, it's breaking? Oh, great. Does... No, don't tell me that's... No, don't tell me that's a bug here in UE56. Oh, great. That's fantastic. Yeah, great. Woo! UE56 has the bug where you cannot rotate nav mesh bounds. Oh, it just treats it like a box. Dude. Is it a bug, though? I would say it's a bug because this worked perfectly fine in other versions. So I would consider that a bug. Personally, rather than using the bounds of the object. And, like, it's using the bounds of the object rather than the actual volumes, rotation, and everything. Good. Very good. Maybe it was a bug before? I guess. So you can't use a level instance because it does not bake it. So that really fucking, that sucks. That really sucks. Maybe you should be more thankful for all these bugs. No. Just because it's Thanksgiving doesn't mean that I have to be thankful for shit. Okay, so I think doing movable nav mesh is a no-go. Either way, We're probably going to have to do dynamic nav mesh anyways, because the entire train is like moving and whatnot. So that's fucking... Or the train isn't moving, but like the train is generating, so... You're a glass half empty kind of guy or what, slop? Why did you put slop at the end? Why did you have to add slop at the end? Explain. I've seen some posts of people coming up with solutions for nav mesh that moves around. So if we ever want to maybe make the train curve around, I think ultimately though, I don't think we'll be able to make the train curve. Like what I was thinking is it'd be really cool having the train be able to, you know, slightly do curves while it goes into like turns. You guys know what I mean? You know? Obviously a bit more of a headache, but can you imagine like you're playing and then all of a sudden the train starts curving and like that could be cool, but there's too many technical aspects that probably make that way too big of a fucking hassle. I know for sure what we'll be able to do is make the train shake. We'll be able to definitely like make it shake. Like no problem. That'll probably be easier. We could probably do that through a shader. And then when shit shakes like really badly, we can, I don't know, find all of the objects in the space and then make physics do stuff. Physics do thing. Which is great. Anyways, what's the plan for today? I think we're just going to keep working on some of the train stuff. We need to make a model for... Oh yeah, the bottoms. That's what we wanted to work on. Yeah, I think if we put a little bit of effort in the bottom, it'll really, you know, make this come together and not look like a house floating in the sky. Yes. Yes. So let's see here. I like the look of that. Very cool. Again, maglev, but I still like the way that it's like designed. Like I like these windows, man. That's sick. That's sick. We could do something like that. That could be really cool. I like that a lot. A tent on tracks? Come on, man. Ooh, here's another shot of that. Ooh. Oh, that's hot. Oh yeah, that's hot. Oh yeah, that's hot. That's real hot, actually. Maybe we do make the train taller. I think as we come up with other pieces, I think right now I'm too focused on like minute details in the form that like to really make this seem more like a train. It's just on a basis of just add more details on the entire thing rather than focusing on the dimensions. But I do kind of like how tall it is. It's just like the thing is it's thinner. It's a thinner train, whereas our fucking thing is wide as shit. It's wide as hell. Okay. Let's throw a little bit more stuff in here. Maybe I should get some references of Alien Isolation as well for like the interiors. That could be kind of cool looking. Oh yeah, this reference keeps popping up. I don't know what this is from though. Throw it in here, even though I'm pretty sure I have that somewhere, but you know, fuck it. Yep. Okay, let me get some train mechanical parts. Let's put a section. Let's get a section for this. All right, we've got the journal box. Whatever the hell that is. Brakes and shit. Okay. Okay, put that in here. It's a PNG. Cool. Cool. Very cool. So we need some suspension. Okay, some suspension. Slap some suspension in there. Let me see new modern train mechanical parts. Like obviously I'm not gonna copy like modern trains. We're gonna come up with our own thing because I can't be asked doing all of this shit like exactly, you know what I mean? But also the reality of this is this entire big gearbox is, well, our train is extremely wide. I don't think we're gonna have an entire fucking thing going through. Like we could, but yeah, I don't think I will. I think it's just gonna be like the wheel is kind of just one piece, or maybe we will. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see here. What else we got in terms of the mechanics? I like this image, dude. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Look at that. It's got that like angles that I was kind of like looking at, similar to like here. Yeah, that's cool looking. Why do you need nav mesh? They're going to be NPCs. They're going to be monsters. Yeah. There will be monsters. So I don't know if we can somehow make do without a nav mesh to still allow them to move around. I don't know. If we can figure that out, then we can make the trains move around a little bit. That being said, we'll have to, if the trains move around, any of the objects on the inside need to somehow attach themselves to the train itself, which... So, I don't know. I don't think we're going to make the train curve around. It would be very cool making it curve around, because then, you know, seeing that as a player, the train kind of actually like moving around and whatnot, like, but I think realistically speaking, I don't think we're going to be able to do it from a technical standpoint. This looks AI generated. Chat, am I crazy or this shit's fucking AI generated? Okay, it is. Dolly. That's crazy. A professional and clean digital illustration. That's fucking crazy, dude. Clean? My asshole. This looks awful. It looks great from a distance, but once you actually start looking at the details, everything's fucking warped. There's like weird shit going on. It looks disgusting. How did AI get this far? Like, seriously, how did AI get this far? I actually think, like, is the general public this fucking slopped out of their mind that they look at anything like, yeah, that looks really cool? I guess our attention span is so low that we just look at something and we're like, yeah, that's cool. And then you don't actually look at the details and then you move on to the next thing. That's probably the fucking problem. Crazy. Okay, I think this is probably good enough to kind of start working on some stuff. It's like when I saw this post by some person that uses UE and then Tim Sweeney agreeing with it, being like, why is it that these websites are like requiring a tag that says made with AI? It's like, you know, everything's just going to be made with AI anyways. It's like, no, dipshit, maybe your garbage is going to be made with AI. God. Oh, get me out of here, man. Ay, 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 ay. Major Tim L take. Honestly, common Tim L take. Like, I don't know. I don't know. My opinion is, when you really think about it, when you start using, like, when I see games on Steam and their thumbnail, the very first thing you see about a person's game, about a studio's game, is the thumbnail, and it's made with AI. I don't know about you, but to me, that just screams, hey, I'm a lazy asshole. I'm a lazy asshole. And we put this much effort in our game, which is to say, none. That's like, you could have the greatest game ever, but if your thumbnail is literally made with AI, I'm sorry, it's just gone out the window. Like, at least pay an artist for the very first thing that people see, and suddenly it's a fucking AI thumbnail. Now, I'm sure people will bring up art creators. I think the thing with art creators, based on what I've heard, and please, by all means, you can say if this is incorrect, they hired voice actors that already knew that their voices were going to be used in a kind of generative way, and that was the only thing that they used, right? It's mostly for like the AI voices, and that's it. Just to like be able to dynamically create locations and whatnot. Be like, hey, there's blah 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 for player voices. Or was there more use of AI stuff? Because to me, that it sucks, but that is like okay to an extent for me, because it's like, at least they put the effort themselves. They paid the voice actors. The voice actors knew what it was going to be used for, you know, stuff like that, right? I think there was a lot more due diligence than a lot of other studios would be doing these days. So, yeah. How's the game going? I hope things are on the right track. That's really funny, man. You should become a comedian. We're mostly still doing some modeling stuff. Doesn't mean it's not harmful still, for sure, but compared to other things these days, I'd argue that, you know, at least there were still, they still hire, from the looks of it, they still hire voice actors to do lines, like actual physical lines, without any sort of generative stuff. So it's not like it's stealing, you know, people's jobs. There's still a level of creativity to it and whatnot. So I think that's okay, not great, but it's at least okay in comparison to what these other fucking bozo CEOs are doing. They're literally just bozo CEOs. Like, actually though, like, it's I don't understand. The number one thing a CEO does is front facing, and yet they're so shit at it. I don't get it. I'm sure one day this is all going to bite me in the ass, saying all of these things. And it's like, I'm going to try to do a collaboration with Epic Games or something, and they're going to be like, no, sorry, we can't do that because you are an asshole. Yeah. Just depends on how far Embark takes. Like once Embark has enough lines and agreements with talent, they could just keep using the voices in other games depending on the contracts. It heavily depends on the contracts. If it were a case where they'd be able to use those voices in other games, I'm sure and I hope the voice actors did their due diligence in charging enough for that. You know what I mean? If it's exclusive use, I think it's a lot better for the voice actor. But I don't know. We'll see. Yep, Jovix. If AI goes to shit or doesn't improve, we're going to face a market crash because all these CEOs are investing massively in AI. Let's be real, though. Like, I don't know about you guys, but all of this money being invested into it, like, what is it? 1 trillion? It seems like made up money. Like, this shit's made up. Where's this fucking money coming from? This shit's made up. Like, I don't know about you guys, but what the fuck is this? This doesn't make any sense. 1 trillion? 1 trillion? We're putting 1 trillion into AI, but we can't, like, you know, solve worldwide issues. It's really funny. That's the issue. It is improving. I don't know. I feel like it's fake. I feel like it's not like actually improving. I feel like it's just fake just to like, I don't know, give investors a boner. Just be like, oh, dude, oh, you know, give them a little juice. Juice up the investors a little bit. Juice up the stakeholders so then more people invest and just throw money at it. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's kind of my view. Maybe I'm naive. OpenAI also just doxed every user as well. So like $1 trillion being used well. Nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They think AI is going to solve world issues. That's why. Maybe I'm not the naive one then. Maybe I'm not the naive one. Yeah. The money, the silicon, the electricity for fucking generating cat videos. These shareholders hope it replace the human workforce. They don't care about solving shit. Yeah, I don't know. Look at that. That one little change, like, changed the silhouette already so much. Oh my god. Look at that. That's Pog. Angles. 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 45 degrees of pure angles. What the fuck? Oh shit, I didn't mirror it. Mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is the hottest of them all? It's me. Spoiler alert. I'm just saying, if I ever go up on a stage, ever in my life, which I don't know if that'll ever happen, like the Game Awards or some shit, I assure you, the ending of my speech will be fuck AI. That'll be the ending of my speech. AI can go to hell. Sorkin. Don't you want to use hard ops / box cutter? The thing is with hard ops and box cutter, while they are fantastic pieces of software, I just don't really see how it doesn't really help me as from a game developer standpoint, I guess. Like, it could probably help me. But RAM costs like as much as I paid for a PS5 at this point. I heard the prices are fucking absolutely abysmal. Crazy. Crazy, man. I don't even need to say anything. When you start seeing like how much all of this AI stuff has infected the internet to the point where you can't find information like properly or like images properly because everything is just regurgitated garbage. I think that's enough to be like, yeah, maybe this isn't actually like good. You know, like maybe this isn't actually good like at all. I don't know. It's just a random thought, but like maybe it's actually kind of shit. maybe it's actually shit. Thoughts? I don't know. That's my thought on it. That being said, I'm sure many of the AI bros are just gonna be like, well, you're just scared, or whatever the fuck they say. You're just scared, or whatever, whatever the bullshit is that people say in these spaces. Who fucking knows anymore? Made some 3D stuff with AI and it's horrendous. I had to diss pretty much everything the AI did. It's definitely not going to make clean topology for you. Definitely not. Definitely not. What do you mean you don't want to be part of the greatest revolution since sliced bread? Don't call it a revolution. Don't call it a revolution. Don't call it that. do not call it that. Don't call it that. It is not a revolution. it's almost comedic calling it that. Ah! Good day, Mr. Crimson. Good day, Swan. Swan. I don't know if Mr. or Mrs. Person Swan. Human. Bird. Good day, Birdeth. Bird of thee. Good. Yeah, don't call it a do not call AI a revolution. Revolution of ass. Anyways, yeah. I'm just an angry person, so I'm just angry, you know. Many people would probably just say that. Well, you're just angry 24/7. Let's do this. The thing is, when you kind of come up with your own design, I feel like you take shortcuts in the way that you're making the geometry, which makes this kind of hard. It makes it hard to kind of come up with a design that's looks good, I must say. You know? I feel like that's one of the dangers is, okay, so I got a mirror on a mirror, and then on a mirror. So there's gonna be a mirror inside of a mirror. And then a mirror here, mirror. And then another mirror Yes. Yeah, there we go. Yes. So we got 4 mirrors. I got a lot of mirrors. Shapes and shit. Hell yeah. Whoa! What are you trying to make? Train? Any other additional questions? Train? What are you trying to make? Now do the vertical mirror? We don't need a vertical mirror. What are you talking about? We don't need one. Oh, yes. And then we'll have the wheels on the inside here. Yes. Yeah. Today's been a very, like, yelling day. What's wrong with me? The bank changed me. Going to the bank changed me. Going to the bank has made me what I am right now, which is a psychopath. That's what it's made me. Okay, what if I want to move this up, but then I have this angle here? Oh, fuck. Oh, great. How do I, okay, plane. 45. Are we doing 45 degrees? Yeah, we'll do 45 degrees. This is going to be our angle now. I'm sure there's someone cringing right now. I was like, oh my god, he's not actually like following the angle. He's just eyeballing it. Yeah, I am eyeballing it. Stay mad. Did they say funds insufficient? Luckily, no. Luckily, no, not this time around. Luckily, not this time around. Why were you at the bank cashing out another 1 billion check? No, no. No, I was not. Okay, so on top of this, we also need an interior wall space because the player needs to be able to enter the bottom. Or maybe we don't need to enter the bottom. Maybe we could have it like be really open. So you can almost see like the bottom of the ground while you're going through, and it's kind of like, oh shit, if I fall, I die. You know, like, ooh. Let's put some wheels in here. So because this train is so massive, there's gonna be 2 wheels here, 2 wheels here. So there's gonna be 4 rails. Quick maths. Yeah. Financing your Batman suit? Dude, I don't know why rich people don't go and try to make a Batman suit. They're fucking boring. Like, they're buying like hundreds of cars and shit. That's boring, man. They should make a fucking Iron Man suit or something. Man, rich people are just so like, come on, man. Do something cool. Do something cool, man. Anybody agree? No? Okay, so we need a cylinder. We'll do 16. We don't really need that many. Like, this is a friendslop game, not a fucking AAA, whatever the hell. Fuck world hunger, I got a 100 million Batman suit. Hell yeah. Yes! Dude. Hell yes. Now we're talking. Now we're fucking talking. Speaking my language. So where is the inside of that? It's on the inside here. Yes, yes. It is on the inside. Yes. Oh, dude, yes. Yes, we have it stick out a little bit. Yes! Oh my god. Me when, like, literally anything. Oh my god, yeah! Yeah! Make it stick out a little bit more. Who's this? Another X comment? Great, can't wait to read Twitter. What do we got going on here? What the shit? I can't understand the spaghetti. It's written in Japanese. I don't get it. I don't even know what's going on. It's in Japanese. Unreal was a mistake. I'm sure you've seen some fucking syntax code that you're like, what the hell? You know what I mean? I'm sure you have. Don't even start, okay? I'm sure you've seen some syntax code that made you go, programming was a mistake, okay? Did you know that the flange on train wheels globally moves backwards? The flange on, you're saying words that I don't know. Is this on the board? Brake lever, brake hanger, brake shoe, wheel, rail. They put shoes on this fucker? Axle, side bearing, bolster, coil spring, spring plank, side frame, journal box. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying. You're just saying words. I don't even know what that is. What's a flange? What the fuck is that, man? But yeah, this is the problem I think with kind of going off of your own design is you kind of take some shortcuts with the design, which is a bit alarming. But you know, so far this is looking pretty cool. Like look at that already versus tent. You know what I mean? Like seeing it on wheels, I feel like adds a lot more context to it. The rim on the train wheel that locks it behind the track globally moves backwards. Globally moves backwards. So the little part that sticks out, that sticks to the rail, moves backwards? It has a bigger rotation circle than the part that makes contact, and that part moves backwards. Dude, you're a scientist. I don't know how you... I don't know any of this stuff. Interesting. Very interesting. Should we make this connection piece, but it sticks out of our cool little whatever the hell this thing is? That could be kind of sick looking. So what is this even for? Oh, this is what actually connects the carriage or the thing that's on it, because then it has suspension. So then, I think I'm making guesses here because we could see the coil springs here, and this is what's actually holding the thing up. And the wheels are separate from the rest of the thing. Oh, a video explaining what I said. Wait, I don't understand. I don't understand. How is it traveling backwards if it's a part of one metallic piece, right? It's not a separate piece. Ah, whatever. Who cares? We're not gonna. What does it matter? But that's cool though. Even though I am very confused on how the mechanics of it works, even after seeing an explanation video, I'm just that stupid. Listen, man. There's no saving me. I think I'm technically doing this incorrectly, but if anything, it'll look kind of cool. Having a little bit of an extrusion there, sure. Do we even need that? I think yes, because there's a chance that you might see the inside of that. So we'll leave that detail there. Isn't it technically also not flat? It's like scale, like kind of angled a little bit. I swear it is. I swear I saw a video of that. Cool. Okay, that's a cool detail. And then I think having some mechanical bits sticking out will look sick. Like, look at that. It's already looking like a train. I knew it. I knew the instant we started doing the mechanical stuff on the bottom, this would look more like a train. All it took was the bottom section. What's the screenshot? UE5's blueprint is pretty easy and I'm making everything with it, but it gets all messy and it hurts that I can't use AI, so maybe I'll try C++ for the next game too. This is what the tweet translates to? Brother, it's a pain because you're making it a pain. I don't fucking know what to tell you. If you make your code look like that, you're gonna make your C++ code look worse. It's not gonna look any better magically. Am I going to be using a spline? No, the train is going to be static. It's the environment around that's going to be moving. It's funny, actually, there's somebody that broke down how Repo did it, and it's a really good example of what I'll probably be doing. Repo behind the scenes. I think it was this video. A really cool video. So this is what it actually looks like. It's a bunch of panning textures basically. Panning textures are moving textures. Like the road, for example, is just a moving texture. We're probably going to be doing a lot of this, like a lot of what they're doing, a lot of shader fuckery, a lot of objects moving, and then respawning those objects, because those would be like actual gameplay objects. There will be things where it's like that. If you were on the top of the train while it's moving and something comes in and is about to hit you in the face, you'll get hit in the face. That's the design idea there. But you could see like everything is kind of just like faked. And then we'll use fog as a way to like, you know, when something is out of view, it's going to be out of view. So that's probably how we'll be doing the train. Yeah, so it's like when there's an object that gets spawned, like let's say we want the player to be able to go through a tunnel, right? Which is something that we will probably do. The tunnel will be like this. So we'll probably make it client, like the client will actually be doing their own version of the objects. That way we don't replicate everything. It's just we're going to keep it like consistent. So it's like when we spawn in the tunnel, it'll be like back here, and then it'll spawn in, and the tunnel will move. The rest of the world, the rest of the train will stay in place. So then that way all of the gameplay objects and everything else don't get absolutely fucked up. So yeah. So that's how I'm planning it currently in my head from a technical standpoint. And that's most likely what we'll be doing. One thing that I wish we could do is somehow add curves to the train, but I just don't think that's going to be possible. I don't think it's going to be possible. Fancy and slightly more complex endless runner? Well, no, because the gameplay space, it's a dungeon, but as a train. So going down the track is like, it's like a dungeon. If we do it in repo sense, the bus is the front of the train, the engine, and the rest of the back of the train is the dungeon. What type of game am I making? It's like a friendslop roguelite. Friendslop roguelike. So like Repo, Lethal Company, stuff like that. But instead it takes place on a train. So our character model looks like this. Curves would make it so much more believable though. I know. It would make it more believable. I'm going to make the train shake using probably WPO. But yeah. This is what our beautiful character looks like at the moment. Let me take to the anti-aliasing method. Let me see if it actually like switched it back to 4. Constructor 4. Oh my god, it just keeps defaulting to 4. But now it's back on FXAA. God. So this is what I tested yesterday, which is what made me find out that the anti-aliasing method was somehow forcing itself, even though I literally, on the project setting side, had it set to... I have it set to FXAA, but for some magical reason, it kept forcing itself to temporal super resolution. So thank you, Unreal. I found out because I was doing r.screen percentage and I was setting it to a really low value. Which is for some reason not working right now. Why not? I deleted a train by accident. Okay. Okay, it's not working in the editor for some reason. But if we do it in here... So I tested this shit out, right? But it was so weird because I set it to 30%. But when you have the anti-aliasing method set to 4, which I think is the super sampling, it made edges look sharp. The only thing that looked lower res was the textures. And I was like, what the hell is going on? So the game is running at 30% resolution, but I guess the anti-aliasing takes the raw geometry and I guess sets it to the raw geometry, which is very interesting. Don't get me wrong. But this is probably what I actually want it to look like, is more like this probably, or no aliasing, but I think it looks better with this. So I was playing around with this. I think it'd be cool to have the game in 50% screen percentage. But we'll see. Obviously we can make it as a setting. I think by default we'll probably do it to 50% in terms of like going into that kind of direction from an art style perspective. But yeah, it was so weird seeing the the super sampling being turned on by default, which was probably what was causing issues with our distance field ambient occlusion. Do I use C++ or blueprints? Mostly blueprints, but I use a mix. I'm going to be using a lot more of C++ in due time, because it does multiplayer in a different way, so I think it would be good to dive more into it. I've been wanting to anyways, but yeah. You can stream your PC games to your phone through Steam Link. Never knew that. I'm sure there'd be a way to fake the train turning. You wouldn't be able to use a shader because it wouldn't update the collision of the player. You could maybe fake it in the sense that the ones at a distance start curving randomly, but when you're actually in that space, we just make it straight. So maybe like have a fall off. We could do that, right? We could fake it with some WPO. I don't know how expensive that would be. We're already be using WPO to make the train kind of visibly shake a little bit, right? To make it look like it's bumpy and whatnot. But in terms of curving, yeah, I don't know. We could maybe fake it. Maybe there's a way to fake it. We could, rather than like physically moving it. Can't you do that in the camera? We could make the camera shake, but yeah, we could make the camera shake a little bit. I'd have to be very subtle about it. And even then, even with the world, I'd have to be subtle with like the actual train shaking. Yeah, we could. We could. I want to be careful with too much camera shake, though. That being said, if the environment is shaking, I'm sure that it could potentially still be as nauseating as anything else, so. Okay, let's go back to the train. I really love this part that sticks out, and it looks like there's like canisters or something on it. That is super cool. I like the lip there. It's very cool looking. I just love the look of this train, man. It has such a Half-Life look to it. Such a cool fucking piece that this person created. Such a cool piece. You know, speaking of which, I do like that stick out. Let me see what we could do here. Ooh, that might look sick. I think I tried to do that earlier and I didn't like the look of that design. Because it looks a bit weird doing it from there. But then doing it from here causes this kind of like weird angle. I'd probably want like a bevel there. Like right here, I'd want a bevel. Yeah, we could do that. Fuck it. Okay, cool. We do need like, so I don't know how we're going to do the basement idea. I think the basement ultimately is going to be like kind of raw. Like you're going to be like underneath the train. And you're going to be seeing everything that's there. I think that's going to be kind of like the idea there, I think. Do people still buy an indie game after like 6 months since launch if the game is still not that well known? How long has it been since we launched Suit for Hire? 20th of June. So we're getting close to the 6-month mark. People are still buying it. Definitely. People are still buying it. And I've seen other stories of other indie devs. People are still buying it. People have been putting in a shit ton of reviews recently, which is cool. Some people have been telling me that you can get badges by doing reviews right now. So Steam has some really good ideas. They have good ways of like rewarding people to put in reviews and whatnot. But yeah. Will there be a lobby? Yes. So the pre-game will be on the first station. So the first station will be kind of like the pre-game. Yeah, people are still buying Suit for Hire. Dude, I gotta say, hey, good job past me. This trailer is sick. Hey, I I don't look at my shit often, like in a good light, but I gotta say, I do think we did a good job on this game. You know, it's not like the craziest looking game in the world, but like looking at this trailer now again, yeah. You made this game in 31 hours too? Yeah, it took 31 hours. 31 hours on record. Yeah, yeah. I'm happy with how this all came out. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Dret. Who did the artwork cover? A buddy of mine. A buddy of mine. How long did it actually take? Well, early access was about 5 years, so it took about 8 months to get into early access. But the game was completely different back then. Way more arcadey, way less like put together. There was no third person mode, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, you can like look at the announcements and see like all of the patches and updates we've done over the lifespan of the project. October 4th, major update. December 21st, December 5th, 2023. Bunch of updates in 2023. Devlogs. 2022. Ultimately though, okay, don't get me wrong, I was not the fastest person of releasing content and stuff like that. There was not like enormous level updates, because honestly, while working on this game, I was still like learning game development and kind of like actually diving into it properly from a production standpoint. But you can see how different it has. August 30th. The game was definitely very different looking back then. There's no images in here for me to look at, but yeah. You deserve a game award? I don't know. Go vote. Vote for the game if you'd like. I don't know. I don't know if it deserves an award. I think if I were to go back into that project today, I think I would have done some things differently and hopefully in an improved manner, but I don't know. I'm happy with it though. I'm happy with it. I don't need an award to what's the word I'm looking for? To verify the way that I feel about it. That's not the word. To reassure myself of how it did, you know. It has its issues, but at the end of the day, I'm still proud of what was created. Okay, I love this bit. So let's make like that piece. Let's make that piece. I like that piece. What does it do? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what this does. I have no idea. Maybe it's like holding gas or something. Maybe they're like containers. Maybe it's just a bunch of just metal. Maybe sand. I don't know. Maybe they're weighing it down. I don't know. Not sure what that piece is, but it looks cool. So we're going to put it in. How you doing, Sheldon? Excuse me? I'm not Sheldon. Do I look like a Sheldon to you? Do I look like a Sheldon to you? Bevel. 1, 2, 3. Wait, what? What the shit? Okay, okay, okay. Sick. Sick. Mirror, mirror, mirror on the wall. Who is... I don't know why I keep saying that. I'm going crazy. I'm going fucking crazy, man. I'm going fucking crazy. What is this held up by? What is this? What is this piece? What does it even do? Someone tell me, what is this even for? Holding fuel. So it is for fuel. Oh, I knew it. Is that a pipe slash hole somewhere? Yes, yes. I'm gonna make it stick out on the catwalk. I think that'll look kind of sick. Because then the catwalk, you can like look down and see those mechanical pieces. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And then we need some like cylindrical pieces in here, I guess. You know what? Actually, maybe I made this a little too big. You know, actually, hold on. Let's back it up a little bit. Let's also bring this down a little bit. I know it's going to get real close to the rails, but I want it to be not in line with that. Okay, and then from here, something a little like that. I like the rotation added to it. Obviously, though, I guess we could just fuck it. Let me just add some of these details in here first before I do any sort of rotations. Individual origins, go like that. Very good. Let's add some sharpened edges. Let's get some big bevels over here. And then I like the idea of them being kind of rotated. It kind of adds a more natural feeling to these pieces. The weather is so messed up today. It's been snowing here randomly. Got pretty gnarly at certain points. Cool. Okay, so I wish there was an easier way of mirroring all of this. We are also getting into some higher poly territories. It's not like that bad, but still something to keep in mind. Snowed and rain today? I don't remember being in any rain, but I'm sure it probably has. At least here in Canada. Canada. This is also beveled. Oh man, they got a lot of there's a lot of bevels in this fucker. We are going to mark these as sharp. In our world, those are sharp. Uh-oh. Okay. So we're going to parent all of this stuff. And then let's see what it looks like on the export. Which cabin is this? Cabin 1? We've been doing a lot of testing on the cabin 1. Cabin 1 do be a good test subject. Oh, dude, that already looks like a train. It looks like a train already. I'm telling you, the fucking mechanical stuff on the bottom, that was what was missing in this entire thing. Now it looks like it literally is, it's a train now. It's not a tent. It's not a tent with a box. Oh, dude, hell yeah. And the cool thing is then we could do like a bunch of mechanical pieces down here, because there's going to be moments as a player where you might have to go in the basement to fix some stuff. And this will be kind of cool. We could put a bunch of dangers in here where you have to be like careful where you're walking and whatnot. I think that'll be sick. That'll be sick. A lot of gameplay potential there. But look at that. And we haven't even gotten started on some of these like mechanical parts that will be exposed here, because I think we're going to expose some mechanical parts. I think that'll look really sick. It's like these the suspension shits. Okay, how do we want that to look? Seems like they all kind of follow a similar structure. A little kind of triangle type dealio here. Springs, which I okay, modeling springs, not very good. How can we... I guess we could... Can we use a texture for the springs instead of actually modeling the springs? Use the screw modifier. I know I can do it from a modeling standpoint, but modeling springs, on top of that 4 springs, and then on top of that, duplicating that 4 times, because you got 4 of these. No, more than 4, it's 8. I guess we'd have to have some really heavy LODs on this shit. Some like really heavy LODs. I think this piece actually, with the wheels, We might make that a separate static mesh. There's SAS. That's my concern. I can model it, no problem. The concern is, yeah. I found out, so I rewatched that video, someone mentioned it, which was like the Lethal Company, how the art behind the Lethal Company. The reason why people lag when they go into the dungeon of Lethal Company is because there is no culling. The entire dungeon is visible. The entire dungeon is visible. The entire thing is visible. There's no culling at all. So it renders literally fucking everything. Do you really need that? Play real hard, see the wheels? Like, I think it's just cool when you go on the outside and then you see it, or like you might see it like this, but I think we can definitely do a bunch of like LODs anyways, so you don't even like see it. Or it's not even rendering. So that'll be something we end up doing. But right now the cabin is 12,000 triangles, which honestly is not that bad right now. But we'll definitely do some stuff to break this all up. What do I use for textures? I use Substance Painter. I don't know how much Substance Painter we're going to use for this project. I would like to. It's been such a long time since I've used Substance Painter for like some like proper stuff. Been such a long time. It's been such a long time. Do I have any free alternatives? I don't use any of the free alternatives, to be completely honest with you. I personally don't use any of them. But there are, there's, fucking, I don't know. What are some free alternatives? I don't know. There's one that I can't think of the name of right now for some reason. Like I'm just saying, I hate Adobe. Pirate Bay is a great free alternative. Like I would say, if you ever have the money and it's on sale, Substance Painter goes on sale like every year, like once a year. I would just pick it up on here. There's the perpetual license, right? In Canadian, this is $260. And like, honestly, it's like a buy once, never look at it. It doesn't go on sale anymore. Really? Did they say that? No longer launches after recent update. Reinstalled drivers. Beta branch doesn't work either. Now stuck with a very expensive, useless application until Adobe gets it together. Uh-oh. After the update, everything went wrong. How do I make this not update? You can't. Installed content update November 22nd. Wait, hold on. Now I gotta try booting this up. Watch it crash the stream. Yeah, it's loading my shit. But we'll see, like, yeah, it's not crashing for me. Maybe it's a Windows 11 issue. Yeah, I was able to run it. I wonder what people are saying, though. Crashes a lot. Latest 11 update broke projection. Can't we pirate that stuff? You could do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? You could do whatever you want to do. I am not your lawyer or legal advice or anything. I'm not any of that. I ain't, yeah. You do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? Use SteamDB to downpatch if you did end up having problems. How would you go about doing that, Link? Downpatching? Can you actually downpatch? I can send a video. I've done it? Oh, interesting. Yeah, I haven't used Substance Painter. I haven't opened it in a while because I've been in like prototype mode. And I haven't been able to fucking open it at all. Last time I opened it was doing character customization for Suit for Hire. Oh, but then the depot needs to be... either the depot or the ID needs to be not... I guess, like, can you still get an ID even from a long time ago? Okay, they are. They are getting an old ID. Okay. So it is possible to do that if there are considerable issues with the thing. Hey, thank you, Vorval. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Okay. Let's take a look at our mechanical pieces. Mechanical pieces! So I guess what we want is this piece goes into here and then is connected to the suspension part here. And then that part is connected to that part. And then that part. Yes. I see. So for now, we're just going to do an extrusion outward. Oh yeah, this is gonna look sick. This is gonna look awesome. This is gonna look awesome. Awesome. It's gonna look awesome. Okay, this is gonna be a separate piece though. This gonna be a separate piece though. I'm gonna make it a plane. And we're gonna put it here, and I'm gonna mirror it. And then I'm gonna, and then I'm gonna, and then I'm. So I guess what's interesting is this piece is currently connected to the hull, which is connected to the thing. So I guess what we could do to kind of be like, hey, this is not actually 100% connected, is maybe we put like a little fake bevel in there. That looks cool. I like it. I like it. Next, back to what we were working on. This mechanical piece that we probably want to do something different, but we'll just follow real life reference for now. For now. Why not single face, bevel, and weighted normals? Well, we could probably do some weighted normals in this one. We haven't done any smoothing on this piece yet, so... so we'll probably do a little bit of that. Gonna make this smaller. And then... right click, always visible. Okay. This is gonna look sick. And then there's a bit of like a curve going up top to here, which is kind of cool looking. And then this piece kind of, I guess, latches onto this, which is very interesting. Very interesting design. Angles and shit. Okay, and then just probably bring that in. Okay, and then obviously we'll do more work with this piece. This piece is probably gonna like stick out or something. We'll do some like modeling stuff there, but we'll just let's just get a block out for all of this going, because we're getting really hyper focused on this train right now. So the middle section has an opening. Big opening. So let's go ahead and do this with, where are my controls for this? Boundary. No, we're gonna have to do it like this. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, we'll do this. Okay. And then I think we'd want to bring this lower. That actually, no, we'll do this and then put in a bevel there. And then put a little bevel there. I guess that means that this opening here, we're going to want that to be like deleted. We're going to want to delete this, I think. To create space for what is actually going on in here. I'm realizing that I actually want to put a bevel on this here, which is really funny considering that we could just connect these. Oops, oopsies, little whoopsies. And I really, really fucked this up. Whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, come on. Our cock. Okay, hold on. Let's just do that properly. Let's do this properly, shall we? I'm not a noob. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. There we go. That's a little nicer looking, even though it's slightly not exactly like, you know, correct, but whatever. Let's talk about it. Okay, let's move this back in a little bit more. And then I do really like this like opening that we got going on here. Let's actually follow the curvature of that. And let's bring that in a bit more, just so we have a bit more space. This we could bring in a little bit more, and then let's go ahead and I guess we'll just delete this. And then we're gonna want to solidify this entire thing. Yeah. That's what we're gonna do for this. We're gonna just solidify it. Or actually, because we have this bevel, maybe we'll, instead of solidify, let's do this. I'm gonna take a duplicate. Okay, and then what we can do, boundary loops and bridge. Oh, right, because we have to, ugh, come on. Really, man? Really? There we go. So now we got our cool mechanical piece. We can bevel this. I guess we probably want to bevel everything, huh? Sure, that's good enough. And then we'll just merge here, merge there, merge there, merge there, merge there, merge there. Not the nicest looking thing in the world, but you know, whatever. Of course. I didn't mirror this. Of course I didn't. It feels weird how like thin this piece is, but I guess because it's sticking out, not really much we can do there. Oh, I kind of like how that sticks out. Ooh, wait. Yo, wait, hold on, yo. What, Bluetooth? Okay, I'm gonna do that. We are gonna have to fix this here, though. When the train model is finished, could I contribute my grain of sand by texturing, or are you planning to handle the texturing yourself? I'm probably gonna handle the texturing myself, and to be honest, I don't know if we're gonna use Substance Painter for a lot of these pieces. Like, I think a lot of it is just gonna be, tileable textures, to be honest, to save on texture space and whatnot, so we don't run into, like, any sort of memory issues. And also it kind of fits the friendslop kind of vibe that we kind of want to go for as well. Yeah, kind of stylized. We're gonna go for like a little bit of a style, like probably a little bit like this, right? And a lot of it is like, you know, like you can see it, like, right? It's like very solid colors, simple, you know, like that's probably the type of style I'm gonna go for. It's very, very simple. You're going that low end? Is it gonna be a mobile game? It's not about it being a mobile game. It's about it being accessible, right? I think that is ultimately what it's about, is making it accessible. So like one of your friends might not have the best PCs, but thanks to the fact that this is going to be on the lower end, and we'll probably even like lower like the screen percentage and shit, like we'll go that far. That being said, I am adding a lot of detail to this piece, but it's mostly like geometry detail. At least AO maps wouldn't hurt. Yeah, I'll probably figure out like AO maps or something. We'll figure out some stuff to like texture a little bit. It's on Unreal Crim. How? We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out, dude. For all we know, maybe this is just a lost fucking cause, and I'm making a mistake trying to make a friendslop game in fucking Unreal Engine. For all we know, this could be one huge mistake. Like, I'm using DX11. We don't have Nanite or Lumen turned on. Like, there has to be a way to optimize the engine to not be a huge sack of fucking shit, right? There's gotta be a way to do this, right? Cool. That's a cool looking piece. You guys. Yeah, as expected. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna reuse it, so we could texture these mechanical bits, and it might look cool having some little edge curvature and some little details. We're gonna figure out like what kind of art style we're gonna even go for, because I doth not knoweth what we're doing. I do not know what we are doing. Cool. I dig this design. Let's add some sharpened edges. Mm-mm. Kind of like almost like a canopy or whatever. It's got a cool look to it. I like it. Cool. Yeah, very cool. Okay. And then the springs. The springs. I kind of want to bevel on the bottom here. Big fan. Huge fan. Humongous, one might say, actually. I'm actually an enormous fan. Dude, that's gonna look so sick. And then the springs and the things and the yeah. Hell yeah. And then it's gonna be mirrored. How many polys do you want? Yes. How many triangles? Yes. Many. All of them. All of it. We'll definitely... This will be a different static mesh piece that has its own LODs. This will just be attached to the train, so then that way it has its own level of distance and whatnot. So when you're outside of the train, you'll be able to see it. But when you're inside, this is not going to render. That's probably... That's the game plan. For now, we're just attaching it to the train, but down the line, it will not be attached to the train. And I think that will be the way to go, for sure, for sure. So how many springs are there? Is it 4 or is it like 5? It's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Is it 6? We're gonna do 4 because we got a budget. Also, this space is much smaller than the space that we have here. So they're going to be big springs, which will look cool. I think that'll look cool. So let me see. Springs. We have the twist modifier. If I remember correctly... Okay, remind me how to do this, chat. Because I don't use this modifier often. I want to say it's generate. Or deform. Screw. And then I think you have to like separate one of the faces. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Yeah, Varus. Don't know the last time I was here. What are we up to? Trains. We trains. I'm training. Trains. I forget how to use the screw modifier. Does there something to make this really easy? Has screw Shift A mesh. Maybe I have it. God, I don't remember the last time I made one of these kind of things. Wait, there's a screw. There's a suspension thing on the inside of the suspension thing. I just realized. You guys see that? There's a thing inside of the thing. There's a coil inside of the coil. Ain't no way. Also, we should probably use a torus for this. I forgot that was a shape. Did Twitch remove them, or are you not whatever tier anymore? You have to be subscribed for them, I think. I kind of like the spring sticking out. I like the idea of it sticking out. Yeah. You have to be subscribed for them. For them to show. I don't even know if this is the right way of doing this shit, but fuck it, we ball. I'm doing it this way. Wait, what is 0.2 in meters? You've got to be fucking kidding me. You've got to be kidding. 0.8? No. Okay, now it might be 0.2. There we go. Yes. Springs. What's the new game? It's a friendslop. Some friendslop. This does not provide much insight. Friendslop on a train. Does that assist? Has some cool springs and they're non-destructible. Let me take a look. Modern primitive spring. Oh, I might get that, maybe. Might pick that up. I literally just need the spring though. I don't even need all this other jazz that's got going on. I'll leave it open. You have to work together to operate a train, or is it something like Gang Beasts? Exactly. You have to work together to operate and keep the train going, while spoopy monsters are on board. Yes. You got it. You got it right. Looking at, for games to play on the Steam Deck, and I found at least 3 videos on YouTube recommending your game. Yeah, it's very cool seeing the amount of like channels recommending the game for Steam Deck. Very cool. But yeah, a lot of people are really enjoying the game on Steam Deck. So. How do you plan on keeping the gameplay fun beyond a couple of sessions? Seems to be a huge problem with a lot of friendslop games. I like the idea that Peak does, which is like providing difficulty options. So as you play the game, you unlock difficulty options. I think that's a cool factor that Peak does that I think could be taken into account for this one. Difficulty options, and then obviously just a bunch of different content. I think that's ultimately the way to go about doing it, I guess. Are you releasing super hard patches for Steam Deck UI? What are the patches? Like what's Steam Deck UI doing? Are they doing anything that I should be knowing about? We don't technically need 4 springs. That's a lot of springs. And also probably not very performant for us. Oh, but interesting. They stick it out. I do like that idea. That's pretty smart. This like sticks out even more. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the sharpest of them all? Actually, no, we're not going to do that. I'm going to say fuck it. Actually, no, keep that there. No, no, I'm going to do this raw. I'm going to raw. We're going in raw. But yeah, that is going to be a challenge for sure. Eris is just trying to like figure out how do we make this like fun for multiple playthroughs, not just like a couple. Definitely a very good question. Now I could put a 5th spring over here, but that's gonna. It looks cool, but man, that's all. These springs are on their own 1,400 triangles. Just this right there, which is like it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not mad. Ah, fuck it. Leave it in. Put it in. Can you instance them? I think we're gonna LOD them. We're gonna probably just LOD them. Because like the amount of times you're actually gonna see this in a playthrough is probably pretty low because you're gonna be on the train itself, right? So Seeing the actual mechanics of this shit, you're probably not going to see it very often. We'd probably want like a metal bit on the inside of the spring, but we'll just do that for now. And then let's get the actual thing in here, or at least like a block out version of this. How are the player mods going to be? This is what they currently look like. This is the crouch. This is what they currently look like. I have never modeled a character like this for sure. There was a lot of discovery of trying to figure out, like, we started out with a sphere character. We liked the sphere character, but then the sphere character was too close to the ground and he was too wide. So then we kind of went with like a capsule kind of sausage. And now here we are. And this is what we have now. So, yeah. This is what we got. Will you ever see the springs? I think the only times you'd see the springs is if there's a task to repair something in the basement section, or when you're at a station and you can see some of the mechanics of the train and whatnot. I think those are the only moments. That's why these bottom wheels are going to be probably a completely different mesh. So then that way we can basically hide it, or it'll end up getting culled. So that'll be the plan. Can I have crazy hand and master hand as accessories for the hands? You're asking for a lot here. You're asking for a lot here. I'm just telling you right now. You're asking for a lot. I assume you're not using nanite? No. Everything is currently running in DX11, which means we do not have access to those types of goodies. Why DirectX 11? It's just a lot more accessible from a GPU standpoint, and I just feel like it's cheaper to use. What sort of friend slop is this? Train slop? Train slop? But with Lumen, you can have a disco car? Yeah, at 30 FPS. Yeah, good times. Love that. Yeah, 30 FPS. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, hell yeah. Your GPU would have to be 10 years or older to not work with DX12. I know, but DX11 just feels a lot cheaper in UE5, so I'm just going to stick with with the DX11. I know there's some optimizations on the DX12 side, but I'm just like, fuck it. I can't be bothered. You have to get back to the train with loot. So the idea is your main thing that you're probably going to be going back to the most is the engine, which is at the front of the train. Your task is essentially going to be to find loot on the train, to keep the train going by like feeding the engine. And the other thing is going to be, there will be at random moments, you'll see on like a analog screen, it's going to show you basically the entire train and its status. And there'll be moments where you have to repair things or do specific tasks on the train to keep the train going at optimal speed. So the idea is you'll be doing things like repair jobs, whatever, and all the while trying to survive from the passengers. The passengers. What if the train stops? I don't know yet what would happen if the train stops. I don't know if like you would just die. I'm still trying to figure that part out. Is like if the train just fully stops, maybe it explodes. I don't know. I haven't discovered that part yet. So we'll figure out what we end up doing if the train completely stops. A monster chasing the train? We could say that. It's like a big-ass apex predator that's chasing the train. Like, that could be kind of part of the design. Snowpiercer? Kind of Snowpiercer-esque, yes. Kind of, a little bit. Been thinking about making a friendslop too. I think it's just a fun idea, and all the while, it seems like relatively good practice to learn multiplayer. I think that's a big one for me. Is like I think it's a good opportunity to learn some multiplayer. So yeah. Wilbur, thank you for the raid. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. New project? Yeah, new project. I'm not going to model the inside of this. Like, I should, but I'm not going to. Oh, man, I think it would be kind of cool if we made this stick out a little bit, so maybe I will do that. Yes. Very cool. Yes. Yeah, welcome everybody. How'd the stream go? Maybe cabs of the train just start disconnecting and that acts as health or lives. I don't know if cabins would disconnect. There's one idea where there's a random chance that a nuclear bomb spawns on your train. And you gotta like maintain the nuclear bomb, or else the entire train explodes. So there's some ideas. There's a variety of ideas. There are indeed ideas. There is a vision. Dude, how many triangles is this fucking thing gonna be? Whoa. Okay, so there's mirror, 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 and then another mirror, and this mirror is gonna be the actual train mirror. And then we need another mirror on the springs. Like, obviously this isn't gonna be like actually how we do it, because we're gonna instance all of this, but for now, this is how we're doing it for now, for at least the concept. Are the passengers enemies? They're gonna be monsters. I'm kind of picturing that, like, when you go to a station, it's like the main engine is gonna be separated from the rest of the cargo, almost as if like the passengers are a detriment and to you. I'm kind of picturing that. It's like you are not human, and in this world there are monsters, and like they would kill you if they ever see you, kind of thing. And then each time there's like different. That's kind of how I'm picturing, almost like some Pixar cartoony world almost. That's kind of how I'm picturing it in my head. So I am kind of thinking of calling them passengers. It's like there would be like a book. I like the idea of keeping track of like what kind of passengers you've seen as you play the game, and Yeah, almost like Monsters Inc. Yeah, it kind of feels like a fun, goofy idea doing something like that. God, this looks so sick with the train mechanics now. It actually like, it makes it look like a train. Who would have thought? It actually looks like a train now. Am I going to be modeling all the monsters? I have no idea yet. No clue yet. No clue what we're going to do for modeling the trains. Okay, so. Cool, so let's take this and let's duplicate it at the front and see how it looks on the main engine. Okay, that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have to change a lot of mirrors, or we remirror everything to maybe the power source is different. I don't want to get too far into doing stuff like that, like different types of trains just yet, because that does get into like scope territory. But it would be very cool having different types of trains where you approach things differently. But yeah, did I hear what Tim Sweeney said about generative AI disclosure? Yeah, it's stupid. Common Tim Sweeney L. Just another common Tim Sweeney L. Damn, the Epic grant receiver said that. I don't give a shit. I will be open. I don't want to feel like I have a muzzle. Sure, maybe it'll lose me some opportunities. They'll be like, well, actually, we're not going to give you this because you said this about whatever. Sure, whatever. But I'm not gonna act like someone who's sucking dick just to try to keep opportunities. Like, I don't want it. That's not going to be, I don't want that to be my life. I do not want that to be my life. Yeah. I just find it embarrassing that this is like the way things are right now. CEOs acting the way they are with all this silly shit, but you know, I guess that is what it is. 'Tis what it is, I suppose. Okay, so if I want to put this to the other train, then what are we gonna do? I agree with Tim on AI disclosure. All right, sure. I don't agree with it. Thinking that everything is going to be using AI, so then having AI disclosure is useless, I think is the most silliest thing ever. Wait, is this supposed to, wait, this way? I think this way. Do I use any generative AI? No, I do not. Actually, wait. That made it more distorted. Did that make it more distorted? Oh, that's the proper mesh. I don't really like the way that looks. Whatever. I'm not too worried about that right now. We'll just join it real quick. Tim's right though. More people don't care, and eventually it'll become in use by everyone that it's a pointless tag. I think if it gets to a point where nobody cares anymore, and I think we've failed as a human, like I think we've failed as a human race. And that, like I've already been saying, like I think we're heading in a cyberpunk, cyberpunk era. It's only going to get worse, and I think as this huge disconnect between human creativity and whatnot becomes even more prominent, I think we've lost the plot at that point. Yeah. Can you start streaming from a room where we can all sit together? No internet? Yes, dude. Hell, hell yeah. That being said, normal people don't care until it starts affecting them. Just like all of the fucking shit that goes down when it comes to like them trying to destroy net neutrality and all this other shit. And then the EU makes some stupid rules that requires you to do age verification, and then you end up having moments where you're like, wow, I can't actually see any images on Imgur anymore. Or like various websites. You literally can't see, in the UK, you can't use the UE blueprint website that like shows nodes. You can like easily paste nodes anymore, because in the creator of that website doesn't want to bother with verification of age and shit. It's so fucking stupid. It's so silly. It's so silly, dude. Oh, it's so silly. It's funny. Yeah, Ronin 2072. That was kind of like the fun thing about Ronin, is it kind of felt like it was like, it felt like it was actually going in the direction of like where the world is heading. It kind of, it just feels that way. Okay, cool. Now let's just try to get this everywhere else. That website needs age verification? Because I guess it shows images? I don't know why. But, what was it? UE Blueprint UK. Yeah, I guess because it allows people to post things on there, it becomes a part of the Online Safety Act. That's so fucking silly, dude. That's so stupid, man. It's so real now? Well, yeah. It was already a thing in certain other countries, right? That kind of intervention, but now that you have the UK, which is a relatively large scale place, with a lot of people, it just becomes such a. Apparently, it's on Twitch now, but I haven't had it yet. I have heard of that. Yes. So an online custom map catalog for a game would fall under the OSA? Probably, yeah, because it's user content. What kind of game is this? Friendslop, sloppy friend game. There's a bill in progress for multiple US states that ban VPNs too. Ha ha ha. Shoo 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 shoo. Okay, I need to make a different workflow for this because there's no fucking way I'm gonna keep redoing these mirrors. So I'm thinking maybe we attach an empty in here. Let's get an empty in here. And instead of using cabin 1 as the object, we're going to use the empty. I wonder if we set it to not exported, if the mirrors are going to break. don't think it should, right? I can watch porn in the UK, but not use the Blueprint website. Yep. 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 Can someone link the Blueprint website? I want to check it. Blueprint UE. Here you go. We're not going to be allowed to do anything on the internet soon? It does kind of feel like it's getting to a point where it's becoming policed a lot. Does definitely feel that way, huh? Fine for me. I don't know how any of those fucking rules work at all. If they even work. Because it seems like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. I mean, music, radio, TV, video games all went through this surge of censorship at one point or another. Not fine for me. No, it's only the UK. It would only be blocked in the UK, I guess, by design. Aren't they also trying to crack down on like violence in video games? Violence in video games. They decided they didn't want to serve this page UK users and not bother adhering to our new laws. Probably because doing age verification probably requires like a lot of effort, especially for a website that's like so simple as Blueprint UE, which is literally basically like a paste bin. I don't blame them for not wanting to fucking bother with headaches like that, to be honest. Okay, so let me see if I can move this without an issue. Yes. It would appear our train is a bit fucked. Requires to pay for third-party services, just all of that, right? Like if you were to manage it yourself, good fucking luck. You are now dealing with you then end up dealing with people's private information, and it's like if that leaks out, then you're kind of fucked, you know? It just doesn't. It's just like I wouldn't want to deal with that shit. Thankfully, it hasn't gone to games yet. I'm pretty sure they're trying to pass a shit ton of laws to like block games. So, yeah, yeah. Not yet, but I'm pretty sure they're trying to. That lower part is too low. It won't make sense. Oh, right. Yeah, this piece we're going to have to move. In our concept. I'm probably going to redo this entire front, to be honest. I just want to see what this stuff is starting to look like with all these wheels and whatnot. They already did it a few months ago. Steam removed a lot of games, but that was the MasterCard shit. Didn't MasterCard like apologize for that and they like redacted that, or am I incorrect? UK banned Blueprints UE for not having 2FA. No, the Blueprints UE creator opted out of participating with the Online Safety Act. So basically, UK users would not be able to access the website at all, because there's user generated content on there, which is like extremely harmless. And to make it compliant with Online Safety Act, they would have to do so much work and probably money that's like not fucking worth it for that individual whatsoever to make it compliant with the Online Safety Act. So it's not necessarily the UK, but yeah, recently Discord had a big security breach and all the IDs were leaked. Yeah, all this shit is so funny. Oh, hey, for the safety of everybody, we're going to make it so all these websites need to start doing verification of ID and all this shit. That's, by the way, very private, like your passport and all this other shit. Oh, wait, these websites are getting hacked and whatnot? Wait, what? wait, these websites are getting hacked and now everybody's information is being leaked? Huh? We have no clue about the third-party service we use. I wonder what the third-party service is going to be using. Do you think it might eventually become a case of needing a government account to access the internet? Would a country's government ever even want to deal with that headache? I don't know, man, but this AI shit isn't going to make it any better. Let's be real. The AI stuff is not going to make any of this any better. It's not going to get any better. Why is there, uh-oh. It would appear this man is parented to the train. Oopsie daisy. If you wanted to smash the train, is that something the game engine does for you, or do you need to create a lot of polygons to handle in the 3D model? You would have to do a lot of manual work. You would have to do a lot of manual work. The engine wouldn't like magically be able to handle all of that for you. I wish it did, but that is not the case. God, it looks so sick with the mechanical stuff on the side. It does make it look a lot more like a train. I had a feeling it was this piece that was missing from like making it feel like a fucking train. I knew it was this one element. And now that we have it, it feels a lot more like a train rather than a floating tent. I wonder if you could use world position offset. You could probably see, like, you can use WPO shader effects and a bunch of stuff to kind of like smash trains and whatnot, but ultimately to really make it look good, you're going to be doing a whole bunch of combination of stuff, like probably modeling the smashed version as its own model, which is a lot of manual work and all that kind of stuff. Like, you're going to be doing a lot of that. A lot of that. Okay, so now we're starting to hook up all of this. This is pretty high poly, and what we're going to end up doing, well, it's not that high poly, but it's, you know, relatively. So what we'll end up doing is these bottom sections will probably be like a separate piece in engine, so that way we can LOD it, and it can get called and whatnot, and blah, 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 blah. But for now, we're just going to put it in, just because fuck it. Literally most of the geometry is probably the bottom section. This is 29,000 triangles. It's 37,000 triangles because it's got the chairs inside. 28,000. Yeah, so the bottom section is probably like 26,000 triangles. And it's really funny because you can't really see it. You'll be able to see it when you're like in the engine bay or whatever. But yeah, or like angles like this where the catwalk, you'll be able to see like underneath the catwalk. Yeah. Ah! Yeah, I love the shit sticking out. I think that's sick. I love that part. Name the engine Unreal Engine mid-side spreader. We're back with that shit, huh? Uh-oh, I fucked up on that one. That one's incorrect. Is this one? Did I mess up on any other one? Nope. Just that one. This is cabin 3. Cabin 3. There we go. Cool. Is the train going to make any pit stops? The idea is you're going to be going through 5 stations. First station is like when you start the game. And those stations will have like a shop and maybe some little fun mini games just to mess around with, you know. We'll see if we ever have the scope to do that. I think that could be really fun. And yeah. Yeah, one thing I'm going to want to do is make it so the door is like you are physically moving the door. I think that'll be a fun first thing. But yeah, this is starting to look sick. I love how the stuff is like sticking out. It makes it feel really mechanical. Yes, yes. Trains! Trains! We need to make a cinema. Someone make a cinema emote, but instead of cinema, the face of cinema, it's Thomas the Tank Engine. Yes, yes. Very cool. Yes. No lights? Not yet. What train is this? It's not a real life train. It's fake. It's fucking, it's like 34 feet wide. Brother, this is not real. This will never be real. It's to the point where there's going to be 4 rails just to keep the shit going. I don't like the front. I got to be honest. I don't like the front. I think what we might do for the front is do a more of a boxy design. Yeah, I don't like the front. I think we're going to do something like... I think we're going to make it asymmetrical. So it's like the actual like spot where you'll be able to look out and see like anything in front is going to be like a little tiny box. And then that'll look better. And then I think we're going to make it asymmetrical. And then I think most of the front of the train is going to be like the engine, the thing, I don't know trains. I'm making a train game without even knowing what trains do. Like, see? Like, it'll be like at the back here, I think. I think that's what we'll do. Not a big fan of this like design. Like, I like this design. This is cool. You have a mixture of steam and diesel trains? I got a mixture of everything in here. This is a boiling pot of random shit. This is some hot pot right here, okay? We mixed everything in here. We're not making a real train. We're just taking inspiration from trains. So I think that's probably what we're going to do with this guy at the front. But I don't really care too much about the front right now. I'm very happy with where this is at right now. It feels like a train. It feels big, muscular, girthy, some might say. It's getting the we're what's that saying? What was the saying that someone made? We have plans of a plan. We have directions for a plan. What was the saying? It's got What was the exact quote? We have ideas. We have concepts of a plan. Yeah, we have concepts of a plan. That's what we got going on. We got concepts of a plan. Mm-hmm. We have concepts of a plane. Plan. Train. I can't speak anymore. Don't talk to me. I want to see. Are we taking into account the rotation of the socket? If I rotate this by 180 degrees, is it going to make the door open in the other direction? I would like to know. Ah, yes, yes, yes. The sloppier, the better. Listen, I don't want it to be that sloppy. Yeah. Okay, cool. Where are the lumen artifacts? Because we don't have lumen. God, look at that! Look at that! Look at that! It's look at that! Yeah. See, that's looking like a train of some sort. When I think of unwrapping this train, I'm getting goosebumps, brother. It's not going to be that hard. Trust me, it's not going to be that hard. It's really not going to be that hard. It's not going to be that hard. Don't you worry. You know what? Well, you know what's giving me goosebumps? Trying to figure out how are we going to make this a manual opening and closing door with physics. Now that I don't fucking know. I think we're not going to use physics. I think that's the secret sauce. We're not going to use physics for the doors. I think we are going to read a desired opening amount, and then it will slowly open and close on the server. I think. Possibly. The fun idea about making it so it's a manual opening door, this is how I'm picturing it from a gameplay standpoint. Let's say you and your friend are going through and then you see a monster. What could be really cool is one of your friends could leave you to shit, and you are forced to hold the fucking door there while the monster's like banging on it and shit. I think that could be, you know, I'm thinking about everything from like a gameplay standpoint, which I think is a healthy thing to do. I don't know. So I'm picturing moments like that where you can like hold the door, Hodor, you know what I mean? I think that'll be cool. And it also makes it so it's like when you have to get through, it is based off of you whipping a door as fast as possible. Spoilers? Guys, you knowing that it's a spoiler means that you have seen the show. And so, on that note, fuck you. That show's been out for ages. If you haven't seen that show, that's on you. I don't know what to tell you. Open the door. Open the door. Oh, God. Good stream. I don't know if I'm done yet. No, I'm done. Am I done? I'm done. Good stream. Look at that. Look at that. Take a screenshot of that. I need to start taking screenshots of my progress again. I used to do that so often. Getting started in game development. And for some reason, I just stopped taking progress screenshots. What's next? Leonardo DiCaprio dies in Titanic at the end? You said it, not me, brother. You said it, not me. Under 3 hour stream? I know, I started pretty late. I had to go to the bank. Am I going to figure out the front of the train? No, I don't think so. I think off stream, I'm going to get started on some like gameplay mechanical like stuff, like the furnace. We need to model a furnace. We need to model... I don't know, some little mini game stuff that we end up having to do to like repair shit. Yes, yes. Yes. But good stream. Thank you to everybody for joining in, for lurking, chatting, and sticking around. Yeah. Yeah. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully earlier, so I can stream more. And longer, hopefully. I don't know. Only millionaires go to the bank twice a week. It's because I had to do a wire transfer. I'm gonna order a chicken shawarma. God damn, that sounds good. Oh, I could go for a chicken shawarma. I might order some Afghan food. That could, maybe not like a chicken shawarma, but like a yeah, now you got me thinking. Now you got me thinking about stuff. Oh yeah. I understood chicken germa. It's not, I literally did not say that. I think you need to get your ears checked. I think you need to get your annual ear check. Okay, brother? Chicken germa, chicken shawarma. Okay, I can see it. I can see. Okay, you know what? I can see. I understand. I understand now. All right. Thanks for dropping by, everybody. Thanks for lurking, chatting, sticking around. Pretty cool progress. This is starting to actually start looking like a train. Who would have thought that putting the bits that make it mechanical and feel like a train actually starts making it feel like a train? Who would have thought? It's that easy. Now I think the big thing is adding some mechanical bits in the in-betweens. That'll be cool as well. And then figuring out this front, which looks like ass and looks like fucking the Dark Knight. It looks like Dark Knight just spread himself like on the... Anyways, whatever. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye. See you then.